Hey generators, welcome to my channel, Human Design Tarot. These readings are specifically for the human design designations within the human design system. If you are not familiar with the human design system, you can click around in the description box below and I have a few links for you. Also, if you just clicked on this reading, you have no idea what human design is, you have no idea what a generator is, but you just feel called to this reading based on the title or based on the thumbnail or whatever, welcome and trust your instincts. You're supposed to be here if you're here. I also keep my readings timeless, so you know, whenever you watch this reading, it is when you're supposed to be watching it. Okay? Okay. So let's see what the cards have to say for the generators. Okay, 5 of Wands, 10 of Wands, 7 of Cups. Okay. So right away, I'm seeing a lot of conflict, a lot of action. Wands are all about action. There's 15 wands here in total. The number 15 in the tarot is the number of the devil card. So that just speaks to maybe cycles of doing the same kind of actions over and over again and not getting anywhere. And these are actions that you maybe took with other people. Maybe you were trying to find certain stability within a group of people, but you just couldn't. There also may have been some sort of redundancy, like there's something that people keep doing to you over and over again, a certain action that it's almost like people are beating you over the head with it, or you keep doing a certain action over and over again and it's almost like you're beating someone else over the head with it. But either way, there is a moving on from that discombobulated, spread out energy into a more unified energy, which is like it's twice the work because you're doing it by yourself, but shit is finally getting done. So but there is, now that, see, here's the thing, I feel like you maybe identified a lot with the people that you were around. So even if you were arguing with them, even if you couldn't get on one accord with them and have you know, get things off the ground because you could agree on what you wanted to build together, you looked at those people and you, based on who was around you, you knew who you were. And now that you're in a space of going off by yourself, you're getting shit done, you know, and your actions are more unified because it's just you, and things in your life are more fixed and consistent, and but there's just still this weight of loneliness perhaps. And it's hard for you to figure out who you are because there's no one around but you. So you're not in a space anymore where you can, like, if you felt irritated, if you felt disorganized or whatever, you really can't blame that on other people anymore. So now you're just trying. So it's also too, if you feel like now that you're by yourself, if things aren't working, it's like there's no one to blame. So now you're trying to figure out, not what I am hearing, figure out what's wrong with you, what's wrong with me. So I feel like there's new opportunities for you when you move past this energy, but there is maybe a conversation that you need to have with someone, maybe a conversation that you need to have with yourself. You may need to talk to someone, generator. You may need some sort of wise counsel, because I do see that you are alone, you know, and whatever happened previously, it really bothers you. It's still bothering you. It's something that you sort of ruminate over. That may be why being alone is such a struggle, is because your mind is not in a healthy place. So this could also be that, like, when you talk to people, maybe okay, this is kind of sad, but you might be in a situation where you feel like when you do talk to people, because you're so alone, you're so isolated, which you had to do because you needed to unify your energy and build things for yourself in your life, but you're alone and you're lonely. And I think you think about this so much because you have no one to talk to, that when you do talk to people, that's all you talk about is what you've been through, is how you've been feeling, and then maybe it makes people not want to talk to you. You might be kind of using people as therapists when that's not their actual function. Just telling them all your business. Just giving them your whole world, just kind of begging for attention or emotional connection. You need emotional connection, generator. So how do we, and it's just, I feel like you have very strong rules now about how people can connect with you, about just the connections that I feel like I keep saying connections, but I just feel like you have very strong rules. You might have very strong boundaries. You may be very quick to tell people how things have gone wrong in previous relationships, so that may make you emotionally unavailable for a genuine connection, but at the same time you need genuine connection, so you're dumping things on other people, but you're not receiving friendship or relationship from them. So that is contradictory based on what you want. But I think you're just in a very internal space right now, and you may have been in it for a long time. It may be taking you a while to get out of it, but you gotta get off. You got to get on with it, man. You got to get out of this energy, generator. You have to be vulnerable. You have to, and I don't mean vulnerable like tell people your business, because you might be telling people your business in a way that's saying, these are the reasons why I can't fuck with you. These are the reasons why I don't have friends. These are the reasons why I'm not in a relationship. And yeah, you got your reasons, but your reasons are protecting you from things that have already happened. You can't protect yourself from anything, no matter if you think you can. All you're doing is further hurting yourself by not allowing yourself to have love. But I need you to know, generator, that you can't protect yourself from pain. That comes when it's ready to come. But let's see. You have to know that after everything that has happened, there's something else. There's a next chapter in your life. There's a new book that needs to be written. There's a new chapter that needs to be written. New chapter, new verse, new ink, new page, new classroom, new everything, new lessons. You have to move on to new lessons. And you can't do that if you're constantly trying to protect yourself from the things that have already happened. Because it's going to make you stagnant, and it's also going to hinder your growth because you are refusing to move past old lessons because of how much they hurt you. And it's true, generator. Okay, here's the thing. We can only learn lessons in life through other people. That's true, right? Because it's very hard to learn lessons by ourselves. So the painful lessons that you learned, yes, they did involve other people, but you got it twisted. You're thinking that it was those people, but no, it was those lessons that you needed to learn, and those people were your teachers. So now it's time for new lessons and new teachers, but you're not letting your teachers in because you think that people, period, are the problem. No, there was never a problem. You learned the lessons that you needed to learn because you were doing the same thing over and over again. Or maybe you're doing the same thing over and over again now. But either way, there's a cycle that you need to put it into. And it is the cycle of isolating yourself and not being vulnerable with people. Maybe being too stuck in your ways, generator. You need some flow. You need some flow. You need some flow, man. Because it's like, yeah, you have reasons, proof, right? Like a scientist. You have proof why these certain relationships or experiences or whatever didn't work. But you're using that as proof not to live your life as if your life didn't work. And maybe these lessons or whatever was so much of a part of your life that it did make you feel like your life didn't work, or just life doesn't work for me or whatever. But no, that was a cycle and it's over if you'll let it end. And even if you, I'm sorry, my voice keeps going out, but it's I'm dropping cards and then I'm picking them up. But it's like, even if you end this cycle and another cycle begins that is just like that other cycle, that would be because there is still a lesson that you need to learn. That's all life is. This is school, man. Life is school. And but you have to be balanced, you know. And you also have to be fair. It's not fair for you to put your emotional burdens on people and then you don't want to receive any burdens from them. You know, it's not fair for you to like emotionally dump on people but then not trust them enough to really let them in a way where they could truly exchange with you. That's not fair. So, and I think you are very wary, yes, understandably so, of taking on anybody's burden, anybody's balance, anybody's judgment especially. And you feel like if you let people in, then all of a sudden... Okay, so here's the thing too, generator. You may have an issue with individuality, with feeling like you're very impressionable. You may feel like when other people come around you, you kind of mimic them, you do what they do, you become who they are. So now that you're alone, you're trying to figure out who you are alone. But the thing is about figuring out who you are is that happens in relationship. Because how do you know dark if you don't know light? You only know darkness in relationship to light. You only know fat in relationship to skinny. You only know tall in relationship to short. You only know love in relationship to pain. You only know pain in relationship to love. You see what I'm saying? So you can't continue to live in a vacuum. And I think there may be some lessons that you're afraid of coming back around, but it's like, these are the things that build you up. So these lessons are blessings, because if you didn't get them, then you wouldn't be developed. You know, it's like a piece of coal that gives up halfway on the way to becoming a diamond. So what do you have? It's not coal anymore, so it can't really be used for coal, but it's not a diamond either, so it's just a waste. And that's exactly what the universe is trying to say, is that, you know, giving up, isolating yourself, not offering yourself, not allowing people to offer to you is a waste. So, but I do see that rest is needed, because the only reason that you would be in this space, generator, is if you were just tired. Because generators, they work and work and work and work and work. You may be working to avoid peopling, you know, but peopling is work too. So but that's emotional work. You may need some rest before you can really put yourself out there. But I am just seeing a need for you to put your ass out there. You have to put yourself out there, generator. Because then people will meet you where you are. And here's the thing. There may be other people out in the world that are just as gun shy as you, who have been just as unhappy as you. You have to go find your miserable people. You treat it like, you know, the world is just a pot of sunshine and roses, and you're the Eeyore, and, you know, everybody's going to shun you. But no, everybody has some Eeyore shit. Everybody has some shit going on. And that's what I mean, is that if you're asking people to hold space for you by kind of dumping on them, and I keep saying dumping, but it's like you're so isolated that as soon as you talk to someone, you don't want any bullshit surface conversation. You go straight to your emotions, straight to relationships, you know what I mean? Straight to your confusion, your indecision, straight to what's wrong. You go straight to what's wrong. And other people have things that are wrong too, but it's like, maybe as soon as they start telling you what's wrong with them, all of a sudden you feel burdened. Or because you have not fully developed your identity, you get sucked into what's going on with them. You get pulled out of what's going on with you, and you feel like that's a trap. But that's not a trap necessarily. It's reciprocity, but it's also an opportunity, right, for you to learn stronger boundaries while relating with people, because you have these boundaries, but they're keeping you alone. The purpose of boundaries is not to be isolated. The purpose of boundaries is actually for you to interact healthily, in a healthy way, because I don't know if healthily is a word, but in a healthy way with other people, you know, so that you guys can celebrate and come together, but also have a way to come back apart, right? and not get codependent and not get just enmeshed in one another's energy. You know, there's a way to know people but still be able to pull back from people. And those are tools that you will, you know, certain actions that you can take, certain ways that you spend time with people, and then spend time with yourself. And the ways that you balance that, the ways that you balance how you feel about other people versus how you feel about yourself. There is just a balance that's needed, but you can't, I keep reiterating, you can't achieve that balance in a vacuum. If you try, then you will just end up feeling like, you know, no one likes you, like you're all left out. But it's really because you are the one who doesn't know how to interact and interact with people and keep enough for yourself at the same time. You are the one who needs to grow in your personal power, so that you don't latch on to other people. And so that's something that you need to learn. Number one, that's something that you need to accept, so that you can stop looking at it like there's something wrong with interacting with people. No, there's nothing wrong with interacting with people. There's something wrong with the way in which you've been interacting with people. And people are steadily still coming to you to give you an opportunity to improve that behavior and interact in a healthy way. Okay, so I feel like this message has been pretty redundant. So let's see if there's anything else that the cards have to say for generators. Because I feel like you understand where I'm coming from. Okay, I spent 16 minutes saying the same thing, so you get it. So is there anything else for my generators? Anything else for my generators? Yeah, it's just saying the same thing. Like, you will be able to exchange with people, you know. Two of Cups. Well, you can't see that. You'll be, and I think you're going to exchange with people who have experienced. See, this is the thing, generator. You finna find your tribe. You're about to exchange with people who have also had to let other people go, who have also had to release responsibilities and burdens that were not their own, who also have just felt like they was died and born again because they had to like leave an entire life cycle of thought, action, behavior, feelings, emotions, connections, all of that shit, leave it behind because it was toxic. So those are the people that you're going to meet. So if you're turning away people now, you need to stop doing that. You need to get out of this such internal energy, because it's almost like coming outside after a tornado, like out of a tornado shelter, to realize the world is better, you know, to realize the storm fixed things and actually everything is okay now, and actually you can come out and see what's new, you know. But what's new ultimately has to be your mind state, because you're very consistent with your work. But generator, a lot of times the work that, and I'm a generator myself, so I'm about to say we, a lot of the times with generators, the work that we do is work that other people have told us to do. We're very good at following instructions, but when it comes to figuring out who we are and what specific work we want to do, what we want to put our energy towards, we draw a blank. We don't know. So a lot of times we're looking for relationships, friendships, you know, people to tell us what to do. And that can be toxic, and that can put an unfair responsibility on the other person who is more of an individual, because obviously they are going to tell you what to do because you're basically giving them your power. So I think you're coming out of a cycle where you've realized you've been giving your power away and you don't want to do that anymore, but maybe you don't trust yourself. Maybe you don't know if you can now be more like relate with people, but not just give them your power away. But what I'm saying is you're about to meet people who are the same way, but that's the work now. That is the work now, is being an individual and doing your individual work and not falling into paths where you eventually you go down this path because everybody else is down this path, and the whole party's down there, and you're going down there not because you want to, but because that's where everyone is, because you want to be accepted, because you want to feel liked, because you want to feel happy, and then it leads somewhere where you weren't really trying to go, and then now you have to pull back from this, and that's frustrating, and that's hard, and then that also kind of gives you a bad reputation of being flaky, of being indecisive, and then that makes you feel like you don't really know who you are. So you're about to start meeting people who are just as cautious to invest because they also don't want to be put in that same situation. So the relationships that you're moving into, they may move very slowly, you know, almost to the point that you don't even know if y'all still friends at all. You know what I'm saying? Is this moving at all? But it's just because, so if you've met people and you're not really sure where this is going or if this is going anywhere, and you feel like you're lonely and needy because you've come out of this space of being with people that you didn't really gel with and doing shit that wasn't really for you because you were trying to impress people or fit in with people that weren't really your people or didn't really accept you, and you couldn't really just get anything off the ground, you're about to start meeting people who have dealt with the same thing. And so now everyone's just kind of wandering the earth, you know what I'm saying, kind of lonely, looking for their people. But see, relationships like that, they may have starts and stops, because people are just trying to figure their shit out. They're trying to figure out what exactly they want to do. And I think they're just trying to avoid the feeling of rushing in, having to chase anyone, having anyone turn their back on them, feeling left out. See, you're just about to meet a bunch of vulnerable people, vulnerable in the same way that you're vulnerable, generator. That's beautiful. And you guys are going to get shit done together. And it's going to happen faster, even if it seems like, see, this is counterintuitive, right? Because it seems like it's happening very slowly. But then once it happens, it's going to happen so fast. So fast. Because it's like y'all see exactly what needs to be done. You vibe with each other so well because you've both dealt with the same things. You've both had to end similar things. And I say both, but this could be a circle of friends or work associates. So it could be several people, you know what I'm saying? Not just one other person. But that's just what I'm seeing, generator. And here's the other thing. You feel this coming. You feel your people coming. And you feel what you want coming. You feel what you've wished for coming. But it's not here yet. And it's driving you crazy. Because you can feel it like in your bones. But you can't see it. You're just waiting and waiting and waiting for your ships to come in, for your success to come in, for your friendships to come in, for these friendships that like make you feel bigger as a person, that kind of validate your self-esteem, you know, for those to come in. It's just taking a while. It's taking a while, and I think what's making it take longer is the fact that you're not sure if you really want it. You maybe have enjoyed this alone time a bit because kind of what I said in the beginning of the reading, where it used to be like if shit went wrong, you could look at other people and blame them. It's like the reverse of that. Like shit goes right and you have no one to thank but yourself. So you're maybe a little bit hesitant to give that up, but teamwork does make the dream work, okay? And if there's no teamwork, it may be nice for now, but eventually you will tire yourself the hell out and there will be no dream and there will be no work. But your team is coming. They are coming, okay? It's just taking their time. Because I think everybody's cautious. Because like friendships, relationships, business, all that shit, it's not a small commitment. And maybe because we've taken it so seriously, generators, and again I say we because I'm a generator, maybe the reason why we take it so seriously now is because we took it so seriously then and other people didn't. So maybe we were carrying the bulk of the work anyway. And that's why we walked away on our own. So it's like, you know, we've all been that one person in the group project who did all the work and nobody else did shit. And we finally got the nerve to tell the teacher that we just want our own grade because we're not working with these jackaloons anymore. And now, slowly, in the library, we've all peeped each other doing our fucking work, and we get a class together next semester. And when the teacher says pick the people from your groups for your groups, we all sort of look around and we say, you know what, I've peeped this person seems stable, I've seen this person doing their work, this person looks like somebody that I can work with, this person looks like somebody who's not confused, who's not blocked, who's clear, who's focused, who's dedicated like me, and this person looks like somebody that I can get some shit done with. And that is a big leap of faith, you know? But I feel like, so it's emotional, it's an emotional decision, you know? Partnership in any sort of way is a big deal. So we just want to make sure that we're not inviting any immature, premature energy into our space, generators, because, yeah, it's just time to do this right. We don't want no bullshit. Nobody trying to control us, dominate us. But I feel like we're moving into the people who will love us. And I just keep saying us because I'm a generator too, and I'm feeling this message. This is dope. But I feel like we are just about to find those people that love us exactly the way we need to be loved. And it's going to be fucking amazing. So just keep being patient, generators. Everything's going to be okay. Alright, that is the reading for you. Not only am I done talking, but my phone about to die. So we're going to have to wrap this up. If you need a personal reading from me, or if you want to know more about human design, all that information is in the description box below. And thanks so much for coming out, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace.